Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Lightning, hail, strong winds, and a risk for tornadoes. We've got strong and possibly severe thunderstorms moving through parts of the region. Let's head right to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for the latest. Hutch?
All right, Andrea, as we head into the evening hours, the best chance for severe weather looks to be in the western and central Dakotas. As you see here, a couple of watches, one for tornadoes in northwest and north central North Dakota, and severe thunderstorms with the high likelihood of very damaging wind gusts along the South Dakota border. Those watches are until 11 o'clock. Non-severe weather moving through parts of western Minnesota right now, but one very strong cell is working its way into the Cavalier County area that has already produced some significant hail as it's moved off to the east. Its movement, 25 miles per hour. You see the little hail icons. The Bisbee area had 10 to 15 minutes of very large hail from that cell as it makes its way off to the east. Now along and south of Highway 5, not far from Munich and Egeland, seeing some hail potential from this cell. Speaking of hail, hail size estimates where you see the oranges and yellows are quite large, and as it continues to move off to the east towards the Munich area, that will be the main threat. 2.6-inch diameter hail is presently being estimated. The best chance of tornadoes where you see the reds up along the international border as we go through the evening hours. And as we look in our neck of the woods, there is a risk for severe weather, but it looks like it comes quite late. Andrea, I'll have details on a large line of thunderstorms that should impact the area as we go into the late night hours here in a minute.
All right, thank you, Hutch. And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so that you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so that you can plan your day. All you have to do is search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. And breaking news tonight, Fargo police are alerting you of a prisoner who was being held for manslaughter who escaped. Police say yesterday, 29-year-old Sean Schrader from Dunseith, North Dakota, walked away from Center Inc. off of 15th Street North in Fargo, where he was on a court-ordered furlough from federal custody. He's 5 feet tall, 5 feet 5 inches tall, rather, about 165 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. Schrader pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter for an incident in May of last year where he violently caused the death of another person. Police say they started looking for him yesterday, but there were court-ordered restrictions which prohibited them from releasing his information. Officers believe Schrader is a public safety risk, so if you see him, do not approach him and instead call law enforcement right away. A Fargo woman was seriously hurt after her motorcycle was hit by a semi in West Fargo. It happened this morning when a semi driven by 65-year-old Larry Fisher of Steele, North Dakota, was at the intersection of Center Street and 7th Avenue North. The semi hit a Harley-Davidson motorcycle driven by 53-year-old Jerry Chrisman. Chrisman was thrown from the motorcycle. She was not wearing a helmet, according to authorities. She was taken to Sanford Hospital in Fargo for what's being described as serious but not life-threatening injuries. A man accused of beating and killing another man outside a Fargo bar has entered a guilty plea to a lesser charge. In a plea change hearing today, Darren Patterson pleaded guilty to negligent homicide and aggravated assault. He was originally charged with manslaughter and 2 other assault charges. Court documents say Patterson got in a fight with a group of men, and during the fight, one of the men, Jamie Grant, fell to the ground and hit his head on the sidewalk. He later died from the injuries. Patterson's sentencing date has not been set. The body of a missing boater in the Brainerd Lakes area has now been found. The Cass County, Minnesota Sheriff's Office says the body was recovered yesterday around 4 in the afternoon from Hay Lake, which is near the town of Pine River. The name of the victim is not being released at this time. An autopsy is scheduled. After last weekend's fatal accident on Strawberry Lake in McLean County, North Dakota, that killed a 10-year-old girl, there are online fundraisers in place to help the families. But if you want to donate, organizers are warning you of a scam involving a fake PayPal account. The organizer of the Facebook fundraiser for the Sunsbach family says that a scammer hacked their Facebook profile and started messaging donors. These scammers solicit money from donors by asking them to set up a PayPal account. You should know none of the fundraisers for the 2 girls will collect money through PayPal, and you should report any scam messages if you receive them. The number of crashes people are having with trains is on the rise in North Dakota. According to the North Dakota Safety Council, in the last 5 years, there have been 104 vehicle-train collisions, injuring 63 people and killing 15. The Safety Council, along with Operation Lifesaver of the Dakotas, wants to remind people to stay alert and not be complacent at railroad crossings.
One of the easiest things drivers can do is just know the signs at the crossings. The yellow advanced warning sign, the round yellow sign, you can treat that basically like a yield sign. It's warning you that there is a railroad crossing ahead and you should be prepared to stop if you see a train.
Schmidt says you should stay 15 feet away from a railroad track crossing and you should never drive around lowered gates. It's a summer staple, and once again, Dairy Queen is serving up everyone's favorites in downtown Moorhead. The iconic spot still serves up recipes from the day they opened. Fan favorites include Lady Lavender, Mr. Malty, and the Build Your Own Blizzard. Owner Troy DeLeon says they have tried to keep the tradition from the previous owner of putting in hard work and having friendly employees.
We try to get them to have fun at the same time, and hopefully that, turns into the customer having a little fun and talking to their neighbors and enjoying the nice day when they're standing out in line.
Also, a quick scare for employees at another area Dairy Queen this morning after a fire broke out in the kitchen. Fire crews surrounded the building in Moorhead after flames went out of control for a time on a fryer. The blaze was put out quickly. The extent of damages are unknown at this time. Looking for solutions to improve life on the dairy farm during a time of economic crisis for the industry is no small task. The Minnesota Farmers Union marked Dairy Month with a rural dairy discussion. The union says smaller family dairy farmers are threatened by consistently low milk prices, and this serves as a chance for them to share what they think would help. Those in attendance say that low dairy prices don't just affect farmers, but affect small local communities even harder. Union representatives say they are hearing many of the same concerns and are ready to bring all of them to state and federal lawmakers. Later on Valley News Live at 6, a Minnesota school is off limits while they clear the building from a rat infestation. But first, one local couple is at odds with someone who sold them a cat through Facebook.